Hey guys, it is Monday here in West Virginia, and today is time for our Mopar Monday. Yes, we're back on our regular schedule of Mopar Monday and Free It Friday. This week we are taking a look at three e-bodies. They're all older releases. Some, I think the one is like only 5 years old, and the others are like I think between 10 and 15 years old, something like that for the release date. So they're all kind of older releases, and they're all from Greenlight. And another thing that I may try new for some shorts, I did one over the weekend of just a random Mopar. I'm thinking about doing that, like maybe on a daily thing, maybe, because I've been doing a challenge on Instagram, and it's went over pretty good with doing some challenges for lowriders. I did 100 days of lowriders, and now I'm doing 50 days of Mopars. So maybe I'll start that on YouTube with a short every day on one car. We'll see. Maybe we'll start that this week or next week. But anyways, let's start with our newest release and the only Dodge we have today, and that is this guy here, the Challenger TA, the 1970 Challenger TA, and this is the 50th anniversary of the Dodge Challenger, so that would have made this release probably from 2020. Well, come on, focus in. There we go. Yep, 2020. So, this is a good Challenger choice for the 50th anniversary release. Instead of like every anniversary car always seems to be a Hemi car, so this small block car is kind of cool, and I love the color. It's perfect. I already have this casting. Well, it's hard to say. It's not really this casting. I have the Auto World version of this casting. The TA Challenger and Hemi Orange. Actually, Greenlight pretty much makes the same exact versions of the TA as Auto World does, and I have pretty much all of them except the Moulin Rouge Greenlight. I still need to get that one. It's a BF Goodwrench advertisement with like a 5-slot wheel on it. And the only difference in TA Challengers that the two companies have, Greenlight makes a blue one that is not really beef-eye blue nor petty blue. I don't know. It's kind of like it's a bright blue, almost like this Charger back here, a little bit lighter. And then Auto World makes a black, triple black TA for the McGackin event, the Muscle Car and Corvette Nationals. So, anyways, Greenlight, they do a nice job on the Challenger. The only thing I think they did is they put the front wheels back just a hair bit too far. I think the front axle should have been positioned like a 16th of an inch further forward. The way it kind of looks like, I don't know, it hit a pole and shoved the front tire back or something like that. And it's only on the passenger side it looks the worst. The driver's side is not so bad, as you can see. It's either the position of the axle or the way that the wheel openings are cut. But either way, yeah, even the driver's side could have been used a tad bit more forward, but it looks a little better than the passenger side. Not much, though. But anyways, under the hood's nice. 6-pack air cleaner and the TA hood, and it's got the TA chassis and the correct roll pan. A lot of times Greenlight put the correct chassis and they didn't put the correct roll pan. It still had exhaust cutouts in it. Or they would put the correct roll pan with the wrong chassis. Or actually, no, it wasn't the correct roll pan. It would be the wrong roll pan with the wrong chassis. There is a TA or an A or CUDA done like that. I forget which one. But I was always picking on Greenlight for that. But as we noticed on The first two releases of the TA Challenger from Auto World, they did the same thing. They put the right chassis with the exhaust outlets in front of the rear tires, but it still had a roll pan with exhaust tips coming out. But they were all painted to kind of blend in with the Hemi Orange and the Moulin Rouge. So actually, the Greenlight version of the Orange TA is more accurate than the Auto World. But anyways, very cool casting from both companies. And we did a video on them not too long ago on the Challenger, the 70 and 71 from Greenlight and Auto World. If you want to check it out, it's in our archives. So now moving along to probably, let me see. Yeah, this is going to be the oldest release. It's about 16 years old. This is when they still were doing auction block series, where Mecum, whatever you call it, and Barrett-Jackson were together in one series called the auction block series. Now Barrett-Jackson has their own series, and I think Mecum does too, but the Mecum one does not come up too often. But the Barrett-Jackson one, I think they're already on like series 20 something, maybe even 30 by now, with the Barrett-Jackson by themselves. So you can imagine there's a lot of auction cars out there from Greenlight, because this is series 12 in the auction block series before Barrett-Jackson had their own. And this is a pretty hard to find car. And I do love these white billboard Cudas. They're kind of hard to come across. There's not a lot of examples out there in hardtop or convertible. So I'm really glad to have this one. And this car was kind of like, I don't know, not really a resto mod, but it's also not original, because it was a real big block Cuda convertible, one of 126 made. Like many cars of this time, the original 383 is long gone, but the vehicle is now sporting a healthy 446 pack in the FE5 Rally red car with white top and interior that features automatic transmission, power steering, power brakes, and power top. So pretty cool car. So anyways, and it sold for like 76 grand back then. This car is probably like, I don't know, $150,000 car now, even though it's not a numbers matching car. It's still an original big block car, and it's a 71 convertible. So yeah, it's going to go for big money nowadays. And it's got the 440 billboards on it too. That's cool. And I have a blue one, and I believe it may be from the auction block series too. But what's kind of weird, the car that sold at auction did not have billboards, but the car that Greenlight released has white billboards, which I'm not complaining, because once again, I do like the white billboards. So nice detail on these Cudas from Greenlight. I wish Auto World would do a 70 and 71 Cuda, or go ahead and just do all of them, the 70 through 74, like they do with their Challenger. It's a kind of universal body. You just got to change the front and rear panels, and then add vents to the fenders for the 71, of course. But yeah, pretty good looking car. It has the shaker with the black painted shaker. Some of them come body color, some come that like pewter color, like a gray silver, and then the black. I think I always will favor the black over all of them. The color matched ones are okay, but I don't know, the black just, I think, looks more aggressive. So really cool car. And yeah, these are numbered. This was 2280, and this guy, I believe, was numbered too. Yeah, 2770. It's kind of weird. Greenlight stopped numbering stuff, then went back to numbering stuff, and now it's just like random. I'm not sure if it is like so much random as I think it is. It may just be hobby exclusives are numbered and mass retail releases are not. I'm not sure how that goes, or maybe they're not numbering green machines anymore. Who knows? So, anyways, the last one I have for you guys today is another rare find. This is from the Greenlight 10th Anniversary Series, and this was in 2013. Yes, Greenlight first debuted in 2003, so 2013 was their 10th anniversary, and in 2003, I think they mostly were focused on like Indy cars and pace cars and stuff. I think when it got to be like 05, 06 is when the muscle car stuff started popping up. But you could see they had a nice lineup for this anniversary series. A 65 Dodge D100, a 67 Shelby GT500 Coupe, a 68 Impala SS, a 69 Ford Mustang, a 70 Arcuda, the Mark Donahue Javelin, and a 2005 Corvette C6, and the Indiana State Police Crown Vic, a 2010 Shelby GT500, and a 2012 Dodge Charger SRT8 Super B. Yeah, the Impala is cool. It's like a blue color. That one I would like to have to put an adjustable suspension on. I actually would like to get a couple of the 67, 68s from Greenlight. One actual 4-door maybe, and a 2-door fastback definitely, and put adjustable suspension on them. So this is the second version of an orange AAR Cuda that Greenlight released. And this one is a little bit lighter orange and it has a black top. The other one is the darker orange, like the Hemi orange, Tor red color. This is more, I think, based on like a vitamin C orange, and it has a black top, whereas the other one has a orange top. And they also made two versions of the yellow AAR Cuda, and I think they're identical. There was one in the Muscle Car Garage series from back prior to like 2010, and then there was a more recent release in the Hollywood series for graveyard cars, and that's the one that I have. But yeah, now I got both of the orange AARs, and this, trying to get the hood to pop open. It's loose, but it's just hard to get a bite on it to open it. Hold on one second, take it off camera and try to get it. Oh, come on, car. And anyways, yeah, there's two versions of it in orange, and they are pretty different. As I said, the shades of orange, and one having a vinyl top and one not. It's kind of cool. The yellow ones, though, I do not see any difference in. So, I don't know. I may end up getting the Muscle Car Garage one eventually if the price is right. But I'm not going to pay like 20 bucks for it just to have a car identical to the other one, because I open everything. Now, if I was keeping them in the packages, then it would be a must-have, because the card art, the series, the year of release, everything is different when it comes to the packaging. But when they're both cracked open, sitting next to each other, they look the same. So, anyways, yeah, they did a beautiful job on their AAR Cuda. Now, this is a really cool error. This I just noticed. The rear panel, they put the right one on it. There's no exhaust cutouts, but they forgot to paint it. That's odd. So, yeah, I got a roll pan. That's kind of neat, in a way. You can't really see it that much when the car's on its profile picture or profile stance, how I display my stuff, so it's not going to bother me that much. It's kind of an odd error. And this is a numbered car, 3207. I don't know how many they made of each 10th anniversary car, but I would say probably less than 10,000. Maybe even less than 5,000. I don't know. But those are our three E-bodies for today, guys. And as I said, maybe we'll start doing those random shorts of one lowrider, one Mopar, something like that, how I did the IG challenges. And then we'll be back again this coming Friday for our Free It Friday. We may have some new lowriders in by then. I'm not sure. I have the Cadillacs from 97M ordered, but they probably won't be here for another week or two. And I have the Gold Fineworks Impala coming too. I also have a couple of custom lowriders being done by my buddy Gilbert. And we should be getting those maybe here in the next week or two. But I don't know of anything else that is pending coming up. I have some more Mopar stuff coming, but that will wait until our next Monday. We have some pretty cool ones, some pretty hard to find ones coming up. So we're going to start cranking out some Mopar videos again. And yeah, this Friday, if I can't find something to crack open for you, we will go ahead and just do a showcase video. But I'll try to have something to pop open for you. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and enjoy your week.